Hello, it's Kirtep, and I'm gonna record my first Urban Rebels video in English. I decided to do so because of one comment below one of my previous videos, and some guy said that I'm not able to do a video in English because my English is probably very poor. I have to agree with him, but I decided why not to try this. Maybe it won't be such disaster. And so, excuse my, let's say, mistakes and some gaps in my fluent speech. And what I'm gonna show you is a Flashmob event and my results in it, and also my decks I used to gain a really pretty amount of clients in February, so you can be inspired by my decks and next time repeat my score, for example. So I will show you what Flashmob is. You may see in my event history that I'm already in 2 Flashmob at the same time. I also was in a January event, which was the first ever. These Flashmob events are created by staff members, so you can be pretty sure that you will get your reward, and it's also usually well managed. And event looks like that. You can simply gain some clients and tokens just for playing 5 regular regimes, which are both survivors, both daily tournaments and elo. And for each of this regime you may find in this forum sections some results, some points, rules. You may see that if you reach 500 in daily tournament type 1 you get 15 points. I believe that it's quite easy to get 14 or 13 point at every or each regime. I just simply click through that. You may stop whenever you like. I will show you my results first. I scored for first time 543 points in DT Type 2, but I improved it by 7 points, so I get this one, I get plus 20 points. In DT Type 2 I really fast made this amount of points, which granted me 22 points. I was quite poor in survival elo. I made only 12 points, so it was for 12 wins. In survival type 2 I managed to make 18 matches without any loss, so it was plus 15 points. And in elo I made my personal best by doing this amount, which was for 17 points. You may see that I like 3 times was quite below the maximum 22 point, so I reached just 86. But there is a rule which I can show you, and it's 5 bonus points in each category for best score in month. And I actually was best in this community in 4 of 5 regimes. So once this event will be over, admin is gonna add me 20 points, so I will reach 106 and I will get 10 million clients, 35 gold tokens, 40 silver and 45 bronze. So I believe that's a huge amount, and it's worth of some time you may spend in game. And now I'm gonna show you my decks I used for this result. I believe it can help you somehow. I have to admit that my deck is not cheap, so if you are a beginner you will have some troubles of making it. Maybe you will be able somehow to make my type 2 deck, and type 1 deck is harder to build because of Blaster. So I will show you first my type 2, type 1 deck. It's this one. I believe you met Bangers quite a lot, because they are so popular because of Joy and Blaster. So I will show you now my type 2 deck, which is not exactly this one, because I got rid of Roddy's CR for a while. You see that this deck is just 22 stars, but if you add Rode to this one, it's exactly the deck I used to in DT Type 2, and this deck is also played by best Polish player I know, Mystic John. Next is my EO deck, which is Mono Riot. I was quite surprised that I made my personal best with this deck. I never liked Riot that much, but they proved themselves to be probably one of the 5 best clans in the game. And now we can move on to my survival elo deck, which I stole from Hector VHP. He beat me with this deck, but when I posted it, it didn't get too much likes or green smiles, so it is already deleted. I never expected also that I ever gonna play Fuchs, or at least in some hard regimes like survival alloys, but his damage is quite excellent, and if you have 11 build and 15 health at the beginning of match, his ability is also very useful. And last thing is my survival deck. I try to make my best score with Morphone at my deck, but Eclora proved herself to be better than him, so it was my first choice, but then I decided to play with Eclora. But I wasn't satisfied with my score enough, because it was too risky to have only 18 wins in a round and 15 points from that, because if somebody beated me I would lose my 10 million coins probably. So I tried to use this deck, but it was not more effective. It depends on the situation. I don't think that one of these decks should be more preferable than the other, but it's up to you what you want to play. This is easier to build because there is no Guru CR, and without him it's quite stupid to play more Sakrum cards than Uppers cards. If you don't have Jackie CR, you may substitute her, but it won't work well because she is the key character of this deck. So that's all for now. I believe it was somehow helpful to you. Again, excuse my English. I'm actually not good speaking in Czech either, but it was quite harder for me in this language. So maybe see you next time.